Hello there, I'm John Oliver, host of Last Week Tonight's YouTube channel. We were off this week in observance of Independence Day, or as they call it where I'm from, the Day of Colonial Aggression. This past week, I'm guessing, brought Supreme Court rulings, international conflict, and 7,000 total hours of Major League Baseball games, or in layman's terms, 3 Major League Baseball games. Take that, America's pastime! But the most important story from the past 7 days was, of course, fireworks. We in America love fireworks. Why? Well, because they're like sparkly guns you can shoot at the sky. And that is why Last Week Tonight has brought you comprehensive coverage of every July the 4th fireworks display that happened this week. First of all, parking was a nightmare for you. There were several spots that looked like spots but turned out not to be spots. The experience brought couples of 20 years to the precipice of divorce. Classical music was playing because everything seems like a cultural event when there's classical music there. If they played Vivaldi at monster truck rallies, schools would start taking field trips there. The fireworks themselves proceeded mainly as follows. One red one, exploded. Then a blue one, it also exploded. And then a white one followed and also exploded. Then, of course, red, white and blue all at once. That's fireworks' greatest hits right there. There were a bunch that went like... and there was one that went... and that last one's my favourite. I love a slow explosion. It reminds me of watching video of John McCain over time. But there's... then there were some more regular ones. At this point, the spectators began checking their watches, and then towards the end, a whole shit ton of fireworks all went off at the same time, almost as if the guy running the fireworks said, "Fuck it, let's do them all. I've got American Idol DVR'd." The classical music then reached a crescendo and stopped abruptly, allowing all those in attendance to hear the terrified yelps of all the children and pets nearby. Everyone then applauded like the fireworks were going to take a bow. Then they all stood up, walked back to their terrible parking spots and made the silent agreement not to think about fireworks at all until next 4th of July, when they performed this exact ritual again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes America great. The ability to wholeheartedly embrace excitement while letting disappointment and failure slip away as quickly as you can. That's it. Shotgun yourselves a can of Bud Light. USA! 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 We'll be back next week at 11 with a... Keep chanting! Keep chanting! We'll be back next week with a new episode at 11 o'clock. Until then, chant patriotically at home. We'll see you. USA! USA! Hello, and welcome to the internet. Unfortunately, there is no show this week, but the rest of the world does not stop randomly in our absence like a General Motors vehicle. So, our obligation to bring you last week's news remains. Now, we are taping this on Sunday, May 18th, because, frankly, we didn't feel like coming in to the studio on our week off. That's what vacation means. But we sat down and we came up with some predictions that seem fairly safe for the news of next week that we can look back on as a last week, so you get the point. So here goes. Our top stories. Last week, LeBron James dunked a basketball. Forcefully, several times in front of Miami's largest collection of arseholes. Easy bet, right? That was just... The first one was easy. Additionally, an old rich man last week was accused of racism or sexism, and while trying to explain them away, only seemed more racist. I'm not sure who that was, but we haven't heard much from Donald Trump in a while, so I'm guessing it was him. In international news, last week's situation in the Middle East was, let's say, complicated. Those were all gimmies. Let's do some more difficult speculative news. In Mexico, congratulations to the drug cartels, which last week celebrated killing their 1 millionth bystander. Also, you regretted laughing at the setup there, didn't you? You wait for the punchline or you get burned. That's a huge teachable moment for you. Also, a bit of a shock from the Vatican as the Pope joined Tinder and listed his status as down for whatevs. Meanwhile, he's a new Pope. He's a refreshing change. Meanwhile, in Washington, America's most punk rock senator demanded answers about the 4 Americans lost in Fugazi. Where are they? Where are they? It's been ages since their last album, and Hillary Clinton has some answering to do. In sporting news, shocking news as another NFL player came out last week, and then every other NFL player came out. It turns out the NFL has been entirely gay all this time. Yeah, I know. Yes. In business news, GM is now recalling cars made by other companies just to even the playing field. In entertainment news, an actor pretending to be a war hero was applauded for his bravery. We all thank him for his pretend service. And a circus frightened as many children as it delighted. That's not so much news as just a very safe bet. And in your personal news, you cancelled on your aunt's Memorial Day cookout tomorrow because there's no way you're going to that thing. No way. Finally, tonight, the winning Powerball numbers were 13, 34, 7, 45, 51 and 20. Now, I realise that is a bold prediction to have made a week in advance, but holy shit, imagine if we nailed that one. Just imagine that. Yes! Thank you so much for watching this week. Feel free to watch more videos here on our YouTube channel or tweet at us last week tonight to tell us how accurate our predictions were. We'll be back next Sunday night with a new episode at 11 p.m. on HBO, unless, of course, we nailed the lottery numbers, in which case, fuck off and we will see you never. We don't need you. We're rich. We're rich. Join us next week. Good night.